We'd build we'd have those different individuals come from Canada or from Montana. But we never had anyone come up from down south, but they would come and they would sweat with us, and they would talk about how they would share their stories, and how the air, like it's kind of like the laws of nature outlive us, outlive these
Like,
physical bodies.
like they're all, like, yeah, nature is always there.
Continuous.
Yeah.
And so when they talk about that continuation, from the first part of the story, you're saying the lady witched the guy,
Yeah.
and it goes all the way through and completes the story.
And at the end, we're hearing the traditional story passed down.
We had some plans with the guy, to carry it on,
Yeah.
to carry on the story.
Yeah.
And so the mother of that has the baby is talking to Abel, is essentially
The story.
carrying on the story.
Yeah.
And then it goes, like what you were saying, the snake and the eagle is representing that love and hate is the same thing.
Say more about that. What do you mean the same thing?
Well, go ahead. Say about it, but you can tell it from the native part.
You can't have one
Native
without
side.
the other.
Yeah.
With love, you always have hate. Because they're not two different feelings; they're the same thing.
Like the yin yang you were talking
Yeah.
about, the
Yeah.
one is
You
defined.
see it in the different cultures but
Yeah.
more so in this language, they talk about, one is over the other, or one is always stronger, or one is always better than the other.
Yeah.
But tomorrow, this one will be stronger. This one will be better, depending on the person that's involved with that story. So I guess it just depends. See, love conquers all. Good always wins. No,
Not always.
not always. So in this case, not always.
But you're saying that there is an overall balance, that eventually it balances out, right?
So and how those stories connect from the beginning to the end, how to follow the story all the way through. When you asked, what we thought of that, and I wouldn't say it was a bad thing. That's just the way it is. When the things getting back at them, because the mother who was taken advantage of, the smoke, they changed their shape, were taken advantage of.
The
I
two
can't
sisters.
get back at you directly, but I'm gonna get back at your kids or your great grandkids.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And so that's the way it goes. And most cultures, males covet their legacy,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'll get back at you sooner or later.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So that's kind of that balance.
Yeah, that would explain that final story, the traditional story, and how the bear at the end comes and takes care of the grandson who's been neglected or thrown away.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be the connection of the end of the story to the beginning to the story.
And then we have the Abel running at the very end, which connects to the prologue of Abel running. It's like we begin where it ends.
I still cannot get with that ending.